It's August, and for us Canes fans, time again for hope and optimism. Will August the 31st against the Florida Gators at the Swamp be the kickoff of the first great and successful Miami Hurricanes season in an eternity and bring joy to us Canes fans? Or will the ball be pulled away from us and we get Charlie Brown yet again this year? Discuss. Ralph, I welcome you. What is the most important thing that has to change if you think of the last season to this season?
The most important thing is very obvious. We have to win. And we seem to have all the things in place. We seem to have the team. We seem to have the talent. And we seem to have not an overly difficult schedule, and it just has to fit, and the coaches do not have to make any mistakes, like not kneeling down in the last minute. And then just win, baby. What has to change? I'm not sure. I'm not that in depth into how coaching is done, and I guess all the facilities are more or less the same. It's just getting to work and getting it done and getting the win.
Yeah, good points. I mean, as you said, everything has to come together. It's the third year of Cristobal. I think that it's no reason that it couldn't be way better than last year, and nearly at every position it should be better. And normally you said at Cristobal third year you should really see a big difference in the attitude of the team and all which comes with it, and I see it very similar. I don't know yet. We will talk later what our prediction for this season will be. However, anyway, the AP poll came out yesterday. Did you see it?
Yes.
So Miami is 19th, and I think that's I don't give much about it because it's Miami has to show it anyway. But from the talent standpoint and from the schedule they have, I think it's well put at 19th, and it could be way better. But as we know, with the experience of last 20 years, it could be worse as well.
As I said, with the experience of the last 20 years, I see it or I believe it only when I see it.
Yeah.
And we had high hopes several times throughout the last decades and were disappointed. And let's see, we hope. And in terms of the number 19, I'm fine with it as well. And as you alluded to, this is just a number in the beginning of the season. One number which is kind of funny, and I heard that on the Wide podcast, that Miami from the preseason ACC team has the most guys on the preseason or ACC team, 5. And they have the preseason ACC player, which is Cam Ward, the quarterback. And it's 5. And we have 24, 25 on this ACC team, including special teams. And if you have 5 players on this all ACC team, you should actually be named first in the ACC, but they're not. They're third behind Florida State and Clemson. Why is that? Probably because the guys do not trust the coaching yet. And that's something which hopefully will be wiped away in terms of trust. Not saying that Florida State and Clemson are not better than Miami, just on paper, may still be. But on paper, it's supposed to be close. Let's see how it goes.
No, it's as you said, I think it's much on experience of the last 15 to 20 years that Miami always found a way to lose games they shouldn't lose. And being near the top, maybe sometimes, but always got beat in decisive games. And yeah, I mean it's all there to put it on the put it in the game and go up to Gainesville and beat the Blizzards and go on from there on a winning streak.
They've been to one ACC championship game for the last, I'm not sure when they joined the ACC, the last 20 years, I'm not sure. Just once.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, and they should at some point, maybe this year, reach the championship game again. And the last time they were there in there, they got trounced by, I guess, Clemson. I'm not sure about that. Clemson. And well, the talent seems to be there, and just hope that it will turn out the way we would like to have. They have the assumably best quarterback. They have a deep wide receiver room. They have great running backs with the transfer portal with Martinez joining from Oregon State. They have the tight ends seem to be healthy. The O-line seems to be good, maybe not enough depth, but at least the first 5 or 6 are maybe starting in advance of what you wanted to discuss. The only item which is kind of shaky in comparison to last year is the secondary, but that's the only, maybe an important one, but that's the only one.
Yeah, and
the only part of the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the funny part about it is that the secondary, so the safeties, I think they were only in the 50s range, yeah, from an efficiency standpoint. So, because with James Williams and Cam Kinchens, they had 2 really good physical guys, but as we know, they made their mistakes as well. And we traded some really big hits for some other blunders where James Williams pulled another personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, or was not in the gap, or was running by a guy, So and if you have some of these really important plays gone wrong, the efficiency in the statistic goes down. So I think that could be a plus if we have guys. I think nobody will hit like James Williams, but if he's more disciplined like him, yeah, maybe we will have a decent to really good safety play. Let's see. The cornerback should be okay to good, in my opinion. So with Daryl Porter and so there is some experience, but I think in the defensive backfield it's not great. It could be good for me, maybe really good, I don't know, but not great.
Which may be sufficient if you just consider the defensive line we have, maybe one of the best lines in the entire country.
That's right.
Bain and Mesidor and all the other guys also joining from the transfer portal. And actually trust the defensive coordinator, Lance Guidry, to get the most out of them. And let's see, I'm actually a bit pumped, which is good. Despite all the doubts and concerns we as Canes fans have, but actually pumped. And the first game against the Gators is also kind of addressed as one of the most important games in recent Canes history. Can we go to the Swamp to beat, again on paper, not very good Florida Gators team, but it's in Gainesville. It's always difficult, of course. And if we can do that, then fine. If we not beat the Gators, then we maybe have the here we go again scenario.
Yeah.
So it's kind of exciting to the build up for the first game.
So to continue where you stopped, I think that the season, I don't want to go there, but the season, as you said, could be over really soon. You know, if we lose to the Gators and to lose, for example, against Virginia Tech at home, yeah, that would really be devastating. But again, now I'm pumped as well as you are, and I'm not thinking that way. And I think that we both, yeah, and I would have included Andre as well, will stand. We will be standing, drinking the Kool-Aid, yeah, and be ready to kick.
Yes.
We will be Charlie Brown again, yeah, but we will kick the damn ball, and if it's not the ball, it's the air. But we will kick it, you know, for 100%. Well, as every year, because now it's August, and it's the time of hope, and it's a time for us. Because to be real, I mean, what was the last time that we really had so good cards, yeah, so good players on the schedule? Which still doesn't mean that we have a good team, Miami, but this is the year we have the quarterback in Cam Ward. The receiver room should be awesome. Running backs, as you said, we have the Oregon State transfer, plus Fletcher, plus Allen, plus Jordan Lyle, who seems to be a really good running back freshman. And one guy is missing, but in the end, it's a good room. Maybe not perfect room, but it's really good. And the O-line should be monsters up front. Maybe not too deep, but at least those 5 guys who will play, they will be awesome. I think really big. And the tight end room, if Arroyo is healthy now with Arroyo and the other freshmen from last year, they're also good. I mean, and yeah, not Alex Johnson. Who's the name? Johnson guy on the running back. He's a speed.
Yes, it's Johnson.
Yeah, his name is Johnson. He's a 10 to 100-meter guy or something like that. And they had one scrimmage now and last Saturday. And the offense won, which is normally not a really good sign, but I think in this case with Miami, I think it's a good sign actually, because it means that the offense is really good. I think, yeah, because we have 3 receivers which are all all ACC receivers. So Restrepo, Jacoby George, and Sam Brown.
Isaiah Horton was a trader. Some say that the trader maybe would be.
Isaiah Horton also had a great spring, so he's a good guy, also a good receiver. I think he developed into a good receiver.
Then we have Ray Joseph in the second year.
Ray Joseph, yeah. So as you see, names are popping up, still popping up, because the depth after 3 really good recruiting cycles. There should be some depth where you say, this guy also is. I forgot about him. He's Ray Joseph, for example. He's there, huh? And he had an excellent spring and a really good fall camp so far as well. So, yeah. So let's see.
It just has to come together, and then it's, I guess, up to coaching, also to the offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson. Maybe a bit more, let's say, not as conservative as it was maybe last year.
Yeah.
Maybe also depending on the talent, but since the talent now is aware, I guess everything on paper again can be done with those guys.
So, if we go to the quarterback position, yeah, we have as we compare it, let's compare it to last year, because we had one quarterback with Brown who went out and transferred out, and after Cam Ward, it's a battle, I think, between Amari Williams and Reese Puffenberger, which I think Amari Williams, they told after last scrimmage, was really good, really threw a couple of touchdowns. And the running back's name was Chris Johnson Jr., because Alex Johnson was in the 90s, some time ago. Yeah, but and then on the running back position, there's also Chris Wheatley Humphrey. We forgot who's a freshman as well, with Jordan Lyle, and Wheatley Humphrey is a really fast guy as well. So let's see, Nye Carr on receiver position, as well as Robinson, Horton, Ray Joseph. Shema Kirk is the guy who last year came in, who's also could develop in a good, was a good prospect coming in, but we forgot about him. And as you said, Josh Trader and Robbie Washington. So it's stacked. It's really, I think that's was always told, that there has to be a good depth chart to have a competition, which is really necessary to have a great room on every position, basically.
So yeah, those guys can also learn in training and compete with each other on the other side of the field. So the better the talent level is, the better the training is, the better hopefully the games are.
Yeah, and on the quarterback position, after those guys comes Chad Anderson, who is a really big guy with 6'6", 220 pounds, but he's a true freshman. I don't think that we will see too much from him, but you never know. He's there, which is good to have one more guy.
But let's be honest, if Cam Ward goes down, we have an issue. So whatever outcome prediction we do make, I guess they all depend on keeping Cam Ward healthy.
Yeah.
And otherwise it will become difficult to reach the goals we all would to be achieved.
Sure, it's a different animal then, but I think it's not as dark as last year, because we didn't even know if we have a quarterback going into the bowl game, and Curry Brown said he will play, and he played. So yeah, so and Elijah Arroyo, Jackson Carver, and Cam McCormick, and funny, we forgot about Elijah Lofton, who was tearing it up in spring practice, the true freshman tight end who was an absolute beast, and everybody said that he is really, really good. So I think it doesn't really, I'm not wondering why it happened this spring and this last scrimmage, that the offense was so good. So yeah, Riley Williams on tight end. So I think Miami is really, really stacked on the offense. And let's see if the defense with the injections on D line, there is of course, as you said, Ruben Bain, true freshman Armando Blunt. Then we have CJ Clark and Marley Cook, those transfers, and Mesidor is really
one was more or less injured last year, and in 2022 actually arrived on stage and is supposed to be, and also what we heard from scrimmage, really good and up to speed, and then back again in form. So if Bain and Mesidor, those 1 or 2 punch from the outside, can deliver as advertised, that would be great. Actually, also needed because, as you said, our secondary is maybe okay to good. So we are maybe a bit vulnerable on the back end. And therefore, the defensive line game is crucial.
Absolutely, and as you said, the best friend of a good defensive backfield is a strong D line. Everybody knows it. So if they don't have time on offense, then that's the best way to have good stats on the defensive backfield. True. Yeah, and then we have those injections like Marquise Lightfoot and Cole McConaughey, and yeah, Ahmad Moulton is there. He's a sophomore now, and we have the Dancing Bear, the new guy. What do you expect from the linebacker position?
Only the best. I mean, we have, I guess, this Maui Noah, the brother of the offensive tackle. Francis again, is the linebacker. Francis Maui Noah. He is the one that is again already all ACC preseason. He was great last year. Wesley Besant is the other one who seems to improve every day. And then we have transfers. So on paper, quite good, actually good to very good.
Yeah.
Noah flies around the entire field and is just the middle linebacker as you would like to have.
Yeah, and with the upcoming of with the Cam Pruitt, Drew Frosch, who was really good so far. With the Wesley Besant, with like you said, Francisco Maigoa, with Raul Aguirre, and a couple of others, maybe Malik Bryant, but he was said to be more a defensive end or a tweener between linebacker and defensive end. But let's see. I mean, it's so much talent there, and the true freshman also, and Saquon Patterson on the defensive backfield on safety, who had a pick last scrimmage. And don't forget about Michelle Powell, who is from Washington and has playoff experience, and he came, and I think he will play safety. Also, already mentioned Daryl Porter Jr. and Jaden Harris on safety. Daryl Porter Jr. is the cornerback with Demari Brown, which I think could be really good, maybe not great, but good and reliable cornerbacks. That's at least what I hope. Yeah, and on special teams, we have Andres Borregales, El Hermano, the brother of who was the name of the other Borregales brother?
Oh my God, I don't know the first name.
But he's a first. I think he's on first ACC team.
He's also preseason ACC.
Preseason ACC.
He was good last year as well, of course. That's why.
Yeah. So I'm really confident in him having the kicking duties, and Dylan Joyce of Australia, the punter. So yeah, return man. Let's see if still will be returned by Ray Joseph,
Johnson.
or Johnson. Let's see. Yeah. So basically, to sum it up, there is hope.
Good. Listen, they should be 12-0.
Zero hope?
Good. No, I don't think so. But if you just recount they are on our faces, it seems to be that we do not lose any game. I'm not saying that's the case, but just listening to us.
Well, it's hard to. I mean, I think the Charlie Brown story is the best to put it, because we go out every August and are at least somewhat positive, and then goes. Last year was also, we had this big win in the beginning with Texas A&M.
Yeah.
But then it went downhill really fast with the interception illness of Van Dyke, who threw away a couple of games. So because first I mean, if I think thinking back to there was progress made. You could see it in the physicality of the team. Most of the games, for example, against Texas A&M and against Clemson, because a couple of years ago there was no chance that we beat Clemson. Okay, Clemson wasn't the really good championship Clemson of the last years, couple of years or a decade ago, but it was still a good team and we beat a good team at home. So there was progress, but then again, the other games, like the game against North Carolina State, was one of the worst games ever I was able to witness, because it was so depressing. No touchdowns scored. Every time we were in the red zone, either Fletcher ran in a wall and couldn't get those couple of inches to get in the end zone, or Van Dyke threw the interception. So that was basically it. And against Louisville, so some games were thrown away by Van Dyke, and some games when Van Dyke was okay, the defense wasn't good enough and had to let down. So and all that went into this 7 with a really bad Rutgers game in the bowl game. It was 7-6 at last. So yeah, and therefore this year I see progress, and the schedule should be a lot more a lot better, yeah, to hurdle it. And yeah, so but to the schedule we come later. And yeah, so there is hope, and what we have to hope is this. I mean, I only can repeat it. There is no I don't have any source I can tell you, but it is said that the coaching team with Cristobal at the peak, they made their homework with 2-minute drills and stuff like that, and they should be prepared that those blunders in this last season will not destroy this team again. Because to be honest, if you have a blunder like the Georgia Tech game, that's really bad, and it can destroy a season. And that wasn't not the only mistake he made. So
Yeah. But I refuse to dwell on the past, and instead I hope.
let's look forward. You're right.
Let's look forward. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So far, so good. And in the next segment, we will talk about the schedule and we will discuss every game. Then let's continue. We have the schedule 2024, and it starts with Florida at the Swamp at 3:30 American East Coast time. So as you can see, at Florida, Saturday, August 31st. What's your prediction?
As low as $170. Okay, so it's kind of a game.
If you want to go, then
I like the wording as low as.
that's what ESPN at least says. We don't give guarantee for this price, but
Usually a big game.
yeah. Would you like to start, Ralf?
Yeah, we discussed the game before and touched on it. It's a win for me, just because it has to be. It has to be. Florida is not a very good team. I heard that also their starting running back at least has some injuries. That's additional bummer for Florida. So it just has to be a win. Talent-wise.
Yeah, I think I put a W on that as well. However, I think we will have to overcome this big pressure because they have their backs against the wall as well. Maybe even a bit harder than Cristobal. I think that Napier is the seat of Napier is a lot hotter, or at least a little bit hotter than the seat of Cristobal. But both, it's for both. Losing is forbidden, you could say, for both.
That's right. And I'm not sure about the hot seat. I agree actually that the seat of Napier is hotter than of Cristobal just because Cristobal has a 10-year tenure on his contract and he's in his third year. So sacking him will be a difficult thing to do. But I guess it's pressure both.
Yeah. So we take the W here, and I hope it would be if by 3 touchdowns or 1 point, it doesn't matter. Just win, baby, like Jimmy Johnson said, and it will be for the prestige and for recruiting would be really, really good for both teams actually. So if Miami wins, yeah, a big plus at the recruiting. And yeah, just to remind everybody who thinks it's not a big game, look, Cristobal, this narrative of he has to build and he's building something only goes so far. Now is year 3. I think he has to win these kind of games with the talent he has. And like you said, I mean, Florida had a great portal season. I think they're in the top 5 or 10 like this. But still, they had Etienne he went to Georgia, their best running back, and it seems that the second quarter running back has problems or is out as well. So yeah, I mean, Miami must find a way to win it. So then we go back to the schedule, and it is Florida A&M and Ball State. Florida A&M on September the 8th. 7th that is, but it's in the European time, which is here shown. So yeah, so it's at midnight here in Europe, mid Europe, Austria and Germany. So yeah, Florida A&M, I mean, I think they have a great band. We all knew that, but I think they should be beaten handy and like a drum. And Ball State, I think they should, which is on September 14th, should be yeah, it's a 3:30 game. So the other game is at 6 o'clock in the evening of Florida A&M. Ball State 9:30 in European time. That means it's 3:30. Both games at home. Do you agree with wins here?
Yeah, I guess no brainer who wins.
Yeah, okay. So
That's
then we are at South Florida, which is an Florida team, which is always tricky. So I think I hope we don't have a letdown and win this as well.
I agree. It's a good team, but one we are supposed to beat and should beat, although it's at South Florida. And as you said, it's Florida and kind of not a rivalry, but it's we've played them a lot, not a lot, but regularly the past years. When just from history, no game or many games are not close for Miami, and we definitely can go out there and tell, well, we will win for sure. They have to fight for that, but I guess it's a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a W.
Well, it's I think it's a statement game, and it's something that I wanted to state anyways. It's if a team has quality and you with these teams, you see how far your team is, because you should be better, but are they prepared and are they, have a certain seriousness they bring on game day, and then you should beat these teams. If not, you're in trouble, and if they tear you in the fourth quarter in a close game, and anything can happen. So I really do hope that this season in general we see a really more serious player led team that knows how to get up to those games. Yeah. So
Yeah, right. It's about not letting games slip away.
yeah.
What about if you are up by 6 points in the last quarter, just the defense steps up? If you're down by 6 points, then being able to manage the last drive and somehow to stick it to them and then to run down their throat and all that stuff, which we have not seen regularly in the past, and which just good teams do.
Yeah.
Just if there are some obstacles on the road, just overcome them.
Yeah.
And the tools there, they just have to do it.
Yeah. Don't let them out again, and put the to put the pedal to the metal, and stay on them, yeah, until the end, and yeah. So that is something that we have to see this year, yeah, and that it would mean also that Cristobal has put this team over the hump, for me. So
Yes.
so then we have on Friday, actually, it's so here it's Saturday, it's Friday night game. So in 1:30 a.m. mid-European time here. So then we play Virginia Tech at home. And let's see. Yeah, Virginia Tech at home, which means it will be a crucial game. Virginia Tech brings the most players, underclassmen players from last year. So they should have a really good team, and it's a game. It's a trap game for me, actually. And
I guess I had 7 wins last year, if I'm not mistaken, and they got better the last year than the year before. I'm glad this game is at home.
yeah,
And therefore, for me, it's a win,
yeah.
just because I would like to have it. It's always tough games against Virginia Tech, but we are at home, therefore I'm
Okay.
not confident, but I think that they will win.
Okay, so 5-0 for me as well, but like you said, it will be a close game, a hard-fought game, and we will have the home advantage at Cal, October 5th.
First time, welcome to the ACC, Cal, and obviously we do not know them, but on paper again, although it's in California, we have to travel across the states. We should have a win here.
Yeah, I just hope that we don't have a hiccup in these kinds of games, but I mean we should beat Cal. I looked read something and about them, and they are not so good this year. So then comes the big showdown. We have a little bit of this is a bye week coming up, and then we play October 19th, Louisville, at Louisville.
Bye weeks didn't suit us well. And Louisville is a great team. One team which is well coached, which uses the transfer portal a lot, and I guess good in a good way. And tough place to play. And I have to put a loss somewhere because we're not going 12-0, I guess. So that's my first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. We have the same ident of thinking here. So Yeah, I think the Brom, I think is the coach now from Luton. He's really good. He had Cristobal's number as well as Skidry's number last year. We didn't know what they were doing at all on defense. I think we will be prepared, but they have the home field advantage, and I think we lose 1-2. I'm honest, it could be another 1-2, but I have already have the record in my mind, yeah, that I'm willing to give the Canes, but I think it could be a game, so I put it will the loss, yeah. So it would be the first loss. So then comes Florida State at
Up to you.
Hmm?
Up to you first. What's
Well, I see a win because we have to win, like you said, and other games. I think, but it's more a hope. I hope that they don't reload for 100% like last year, but I think that we will have the home field advantage, and it will be absolutely rocking the stadium, Hard Rock. And I think we will squeak by 3 points or 2 points or something like that, and eventually beat Florida State at home.
I have a loss here, although it hurts me to say that. We have a loss at Louisville. Then we have, at least on paper, still the cream of the crop, the best team in ACC. 13-0 last year. They have lost their starting quarterback, Travis. Now it's a new quarterback, which name I cannot pronounce. Uye Gui. Sorry for saying that wrongly. And it's still well coached. Say it again, please.
Ukulele or something like that, yeah.
Perfect. And they're well coached. This guy Novel has put them on the national display again, and I'm afraid that they will lose that one as well. Until proven otherwise, this is still the best team. Florida State still the best team in the ACC.
Okay, I really do hope that it's not the case, but I see your argument here. I get it. So could easily be that they win here in Miami. So then it's Duke with many
Diaz time.
Down.
Our coach Manny Diaz, that's a win just because of Manny Diaz. And yeah, we should beat them. Duke wasn't very good last year, supposed to be not very good this year. Therefore, it's a clear win. We regroup after those 2 losses from my perspective, and then
like again for me it's this, yeah, it's this what I talked to another friend of mine who's living in Africa, Michael. He always, because we said the last couple of years, if you lose a game you should be angry and should take it to the next opponent, and so far we haven't seen that too much lately, and I hope, if, like you said, they lose against Florida State, they should whack Duke at home and at least make the most of this second to last home game, because then comes at Georgia Tech. I think before we take the pick, I think Georgia Tech will mock us. That is okay, and we will see a lot of people in the stands kneeling. I just hope that we can kneel in the end of the game.
Yeah, I hope so too.
But they actually have a good defense. I just hope that we will take this game really, really serious, and that we'll be too strong on the running game, because they were last year in running defense. So I think we should get the win there.
Yeah, it will be a close one, yes. But I agree with you for all the reasons. And it's not kind of a revenge game. It's not. It's for Cristobal a revenge game. But we should win this one.
Okay.
Going out with a win.
Yeah, then there is the bye week, and that's Saturday, November 23rd. It's against Wake Forest at home. Homecoming last, better said, not homecoming. It's seniors night at at home against Wake Forest. I think we will win this game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the same, I would say, same ballpark as Duke.
Yeah.
We should win that one.
So Miami closes the season out with at Syracuse at the Dome. I think I haven't seen a game in the Syracuse Orange Dome there in a long time. Syracuse at Syracuse. I have to say it will be a loss for me. So I begin with it here. I think it will be a game where, yeah, maybe too much will go wrong, and I think they will be hyped to play us. And yeah, so I have us with 2 losses. What do you say?
I have a win here. I hope and I think that this team will be battle tested throughout the season, despite having the 2 losses with at Louisville and then against FSU. But with the win closing out the regular season. And then the point is, do we go to the ACC championship? If we lose against Louisville and Florida State, this will be difficult to do because we have 2 losses at ACC level. But a 10-2 season for me, which hard-fought losses against Louisville and FSU will be, although not reaching the ACC championship, not a raising or not a big success, but something we can live with, I guess, or I can live with.
Yeah. Let's discuss it at last part of this segment. I think it's hard to say. I thought about it, and what is a success? I mean, I think a success only can be to get in the playoff. But like you said, if we review the season and we beat at least Florida, and yeah, came close to getting in, being put on number 3rd in the ACC from the AP and from the press. I think it's okay. I don't know yet what my feelings would be, but I think I could live with it. So let's see. Yeah, it would be a tremendous success compared to the last year. So
I mean, Vegas has us at 9.5 over under.
yeah.
And 9 is not a success, definitely not. If we have 10 wins, you mentioned the playoffs, 12 teams are going to the playoffs this year. I'm not sure, I doubt that 3 ACC teams go into the playoffs, not with the SEC and Big Ten stacking up.
No, I'm with you.
If we're out of the ACC championship, we will not be in the playoffs, I guess. So if we have 10-2, probably be good to lose to one team which is not ACC.
Yeah.
But of course that's math. And 10-2 with hard-fought losses will be, well, success will be okay.
Yeah, of course. After having a 7-6 record this year, last campaigns, it is good. So, but still will be a little bit disappointing if we just can't go in the playoff. And to really make a splash this year, I think we must go in the playoff. That's just what I see. And if not, it's not a tragedy, but it's still, yeah. So something is missing. But as you said, if you go and look from outside in and see the progress which was made, then I think we really have improved. And yeah, so I'm with you on that. And my last thoughts is that why did I pick Syracuse? You know, I could have picked any other game like South Florida or like even maybe a Cal or a Duke. I don't know. They lost a ton of players, but Syracuse is a hype team. They play at home. It's the last game, and I just hope that I'm wrong, that we don't have these coaching hiccups. Maybe a game where you have too much to where you lose the turnover battle and and you go out with a loss. But I hope that I'm wrong with this kind of game, but I still see that, and I hope that I'm wrong that the coaching team really is better. And we were in the 90s of turnover ratio last year, so really bad. We had a lot of more lost more turnovers than we got, and still we're 7-5. So there's not many teams which are in the 90s in the stats and still have a winning record. So I really do hope that we can turn the table here and turn it around, and that should make a couple of games in difference in the win-loss ratio this year. Okay.
Well said. Then let's hope for the best.
Okay, and then let's go Canes, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and you hope you click in the next segment next time, and I want to say bye. We got some Canes here, whoosh whoosh, and we will hopefully beat the Lizards in the first game. So far, go Canes, and bye.
Goodbye.